So I just got home and I realized that I did not post the video that I recorded today. So here it is.
Great morning. Happy Sunday. I'm en route to my mom's house. I have to go do my cleaning part 2. And then she's got me bringing balloons. That's what's in the back right now. I got balloons. And she's talking about bring your camera. And I'm just like, girl, this is a full service. Like, I don't got time to just spare. Anyways, no, I of course I'm doing it. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on here, real quick to just check in with y'all. I think I've been liking these videos more. Before I was like pre-recording them and scheduling them out. Now I'm just hopping on here and I'm just gonna make sure I hop on here every morning and post a video. And so today when I was taking a shower, y'all, I was reflecting because I had a podcast scheduled on Friday that got canceled. I was headed to see my brother yesterday and I made a video about that, how that got canceled. And then I had a podcast scheduled for today that also got canceled. And it just made me reflect like, man, there was a common theme of canceled plans. Like, what does that mean? And I just even started thinking like, how did I handle it though? Like, and I will say the first cancellation really threw me off guard because I was fully prepared for the podcast. And they told me that they had sent me an email and I'm like, I don't have any, or they messaged me to confirm. And I'm like, I don't have a message to confirm. And they're like, I sent it. And I'm like, where did you send it? Mind you, we're emailing back and forth, y'all. So I'm like confused. Come to find out, they email or messaged me on Facebook Messenger. I seen it after the exchange of these emails. And I'm like, that's so strange. Why would you message me on Facebook when I said to email me? Anyways, it was what it was. So that threw me off guard because it was like, with me, I plan my months out in advance now. It's like my weeks and months. So time is very valuable to me. So it was like, this got canceled due to miscommunication. And so I really was like not feeling that at all. But I couldn't reschedule at this time because my March is crazy, right? I knew I had the podcast coming up. I knew my brother's birthday or my brother's meeting or visit was Saturday. So anyways, driving to my brother's visit. Check my email because I check my email all the time. And I got a message that they canceled it. And I'm like, Mom, they canceled it. And she like, what? No. And I'm like, yep, they sure did. And that one also same thing. Just I was fully prepared for this. And it, got canceled. And I was just like, well, I can't do nothing about it. I just, this makes room for more things. There was this photo shoot that we were doing yesterday. So I said, I'm going to make it to the photo shoot. Then, since, the whole debacle happened on Friday, I said, you know what, let me reach out to the today's podcast, because, maybe I could also do a little bit more proactivity, right? So now I'm starting to look at these cancellations differently. How can I be more proactive as well? So I reached out like, hey, I didn't get a update or anything or whatever. And she was like, oh, no, I'm so sorry. I've been meaning to reach out and reschedule, et cetera, what have you. And I was like, okay, no worries. Like, I get it. But I same thing I told the person on Friday, I can't do March because March is crazy, But as I sat and reflected in this and I started thinking about these canceled plans, like I said, I started to think about how did I handle these? I literally, was very prepared for every single one of them. And they got canceled. So I'm like, okay, I think I handled them pretty good. I did have some takeaways. I could be a little bit more proactive on my side as well. And then let's see, what else? What else was I thinking about when in terms of this? I think that if I was taking away anything, it would be this. You don't gotta get ready if you stay ready, right? So like I said, even though they got canceled, I was extremely prepared. And in the midst of all of these cancellations, I got an opportunity to go on an even bigger podcast. And I'm like, You know what I mean? Like, no, I just was like, this is so crazy, you know? And it's nothing, I'm not saying nothing against the people who have to cancel, because that happens, right? So I'm not like saying anything about that. But what are the chances that, like, in the midst of these cancellations of these podcasts, that I get the opportunity to go on an even bigger podcast? Because you don't got to get ready if you stay ready, you know? So I just was like sitting in there and reflecting. And like I said, I just was like, man, this is so crazy that these cancellations happen, but I can take something away from them. And that's how we got to always be looking at any type of situation, because, you know, what may not work out is something that God, you know, could be divinely protecting us from, or he has something better for you, you know? And so, yeah, I think that that's my main takeaway, is that I'm staying ready in this season in spite of things not working out. And I'm focusing on what I can control, which is something that I talk about in Navigating Life in Uncertainty. I talk about how you have to release what you can't control and focus on what you can control, because ultimately at the end of the day, like I said this quote in my book. I said, we like to think we're in control, but are we really, when it's God who controls the outcome? And I just still stand by that. I still am just like, this is so crazy to me, because we always are trying to plan stuff out to a T. And it ends up turning out to be a different way than what we thought it would be. And that is okay, right? So that's the takeaway for today. Hopefully I didn't confuse you, or you didn't really get mixed up in this message of the day. But yeah, cancel plans are great. Cancel plans are blessings in disguise, because that is just more time that you can use to work on something you need to work on, or, you know, be open and ready to receive something else that's to come. So yeah, message of the day: you don't got to get ready if you stay ready. So stay ready. Anyways, I will see you on the next video. Bye bye.